What if you could build a profitable microgreens farm without taking out any loans, just some mentor support, DIY skills, and a clear vision? Today we're touring Forest City Microgreens in London, Ontario, Canada, a farm that started in a small condo and now supplies grocery stores, restaurants, and farmers markets. This farm is doing a lot of things right. You'll see how they use the Bootstrap Farmer tray washer to save hours every week, the Little Green seeding machine to speed up seeding and reduce disease, and custom-built flood tables to grow more with less work. Their retail packaging, it's clean, colorful, and absolutely pops on store shelves, the kind of presentation that gets customers to pick it up. If you're serious about starting or growing your own microgreens business, make sure to grab the Microgreens Business Starter Kit, which is totally free for early subscribers like yourself. It's packed with tools and guidance to help you get started building a microgreens business faster and so much easier. Now, let's dive into the tour. I'd love to hear how Forest City Microgreens became a farm and how you got interested in farming and be able to share some of your story.
Sure, Jonah, it's great to have you here. So Forest City Microgreens started during COVID. It was the first time that I've had 3 months off. And at that point in time, we were just looking with my parents for a way to improve our health. Also, because we knew things were kind of going sideways a little bit, we were looking at permaculture farming, really. My background is as a registered massage therapist. I had seen over a period of 8-9 years how a lot of our health issues, especially chronic pain, is due to inflammation, stress, and that has to do with the food that we're intaking. 95% of the food that I think you find out there in grocery stores, not to be dramatic, but it's not good for you, really. And we're seeing sort of a wave of people starting to go organic and things like that. So we were just looking for a natural way to enhance people's immune system. Through the process of learning about permaculture farming, there was a portion in microgreens. And to be honest with you, I didn't know much about it at the time. But the more we learned, the more we got intrigued. And then the more we realized that it was more feasible to do it as a business, less capital, and obviously something that, besides being super healthy for you, sustainable, it can be done all year round. So as a business model, it's much better.
Totally.
So those were sort of all the key ingredients that kind of helped say, okay, let's give it a go. Through the discovery stage of things, and we learned about microgreens. We started with a couple of shelves in a condo, in my parents' condo, and that's how we started just experiment to see how they would grow. And as things started to progress and we wanted to go more commercial, we first moved to a basement of a house, so we were still selling at farmers markets. We weren't doing retail at that point, but we knew that if we needed to do retail, then you needed a commercial license and everything else. And so that transition then went on to a place that had a commercial kitchen. And then we were running out of space, our lease came up, and then we moved over here where we have a much larger space to work with and hopefully continue to build. We now sell to a couple of no-frills, Komoka Foodland, some local health stores, and then we have some restaurants that we deal with. We've also partnered up with some local farms that do CSA programs. So we sell through them as well, and our goal is to continue that.
So I think I'm really excited to go through the farm and see some of the unique things you're doing. Because I think a lot of people have probably heard about the Bootstrap tray washer, but a lot of people haven't seen it in action. So I think it'll be cool for people to see that.
Yes.
A few months ago, you got the seeder, the Little Green seeding machine.
Absolutely. Yes.
And then also you're doing some cool things with these flood tables. This is the first time I've seen a hand-built flood table, which I'm guessing is less expensive than potentially buying them.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, maybe let's start with that of what kind of made you want to have these flood tables?
Well, you know what? So having the business with my parents and my mom being an accountant, I think one of the things we haven't done is gone outside for borrowing money. So a lot of it has been money that we've had,
reinvest.
Which is right. So maybe more conservative. I guess we could have gone out and got some fairly large amounts of loans to try to do things a little differently, maybe easier in the long run. But I have so many backgrounds in my life, one of them being carpentry. that I thought, okay, this can't be that hard to build, and it hasn't been.
Yeah.
So we decided to build them. We obviously gone to YouTube, to podcasters, and listened to the different, forms of doing the systems and everything else. But I didn't think it was hard to build them. So as you can see, if you turn around here, hopefully you get a bit of light. With the help of a carpenter as well, we've created the sides with channels so I can put the bottom tray and fit it in there.
Yeah.
Eventually, I'll be drilling holes for all the tubing.
Irrigation, yeah.
Yeah, and then this will all be automated as well. But that's sort of the raw look. And then
This is
one
like
by
kind of the
one.
prototype.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this is sort of the prototype. Over the next few weeks, we'll finish them all because this
Yeah.
will all be they'll all be all put in here.
Yeah.
They all will have their liners, and then I'll start doing all the plumbing, if you want to call it that way.
Yeah. So is this the plan to be the new style of how you're going to grow with this type of racking here?
Absolutely, yeah. I think eventually it's going to be something like this. And I mean, if things continue to go really well, then I may look at investing at a larger scale.
Yeah.
And then, there's a number of companies that do,
Totally.
at a larger scale. They come in and they basically look at your setup and they can tell you based on that what we can do. Because this location where we are right now is only temporary. The one that we're hoping to move is got about 40-foot ceilings.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we could go vertically.
Very high.
And then
Yeah.
I do know and you may know this, the company out of Scotland that does the automated where they almost have elevators bringing your
Yeah.
your trays up and down, and it gets way more. But obviously, you're talking
A lot more expensive too. Yeah,
But
yeah.
we have to build a business before we can get to that. So
Totally.
this is, we started like your typical racks, and then we're slowly moving into
automation. Yeah.
Because you know what, it's all about, the more different business people I listen to, not necessarily just in the agro side of things, the more you can automate things, the less time you're doing things that are where you can spend your money on sales, on growing the business and doing the marketing and the things that don't take so much time and effort to do. We do have 2 young employees helping us as well part-time. But yeah, we're trying to minimize how much actual manual labor we need to do. And even in the other side of things now with the age of AI, I am hoping, as I'm trying to learn, how to change even some of the administrative stuff, the marketing, the sales, to also be automated in that regard, because I think it's a time saver. And when you have a 24/7 employee that can think and be able to bring all the different things together, right? Sales with marketing, with obviously the automation in here, how things come in and out as far as logistics. It's like a huge time saver. Cost-wise, like when you're having to pay managers and things like that, and you can have that AI do a lot of that work for you. I mean, it's just no brainer. Right?
And it's just going to keep getting better and better.
Oh, it is.
Right? So stay tuned for those that are watching this. I'm hoping by the end of the year I'm going to have something around that that just makes it even easier for Microgreens farms to start and expand.
Cool.
And working on in the background. But another thing that people may have had a question about is, so you're using the bootstrap trays for the most part, but then you have these smaller ones, which I believe you said, I'm curious on like
9x11, I think, size.
What made you decide to use some of these?
So these guys came about for 2 reasons. Actually, originally, one of the things that I haven't even brought up here is that we actually sell our own microgreen kits. And we use these guys.
Okay.
And they come in with a little package of seeds, instructions, and so we have a booth next door at the market here, and I sell them there. So that's how they kind of came to be originally. But I had some restaurants that are smaller in space, and the large 10x20 trays were too cumbersome in their line for when they were working. So they were looking for something too big, right? So they were looking for something smaller. So that option came along, and to be quite honest with you, we've been very successful with these guys.
Cilantro looks great.
Thank you. So So this is become, it depends. Again, some restaurants have the room.
Yeah.
So they still prefer the 10 by 20s.
1020s, yeah.
But that has become a big one for us too.
Yeah,
as well.
amazing.
Yeah.
And then in terms of like the breakdown of your sales, so your website's great. So if anyone wants to check out like a good subscription model website,
thank you.
Yours is Forest City Microgreens is a great website.
ForestCityMicrogreens.com, yeah.
Yeah.
So and yeah, you can see a little bit of everything. Our subscription programs, obviously a page for chefs and things like that. So we try to update it. It's again not one of my strongest faults, but yeah.
So what's the breakdown of like subscription chefs, grocery stores? Because you also mentioned that you're selling no frills for people in the U.S. That's like a very big chain of grocery stores.
Yes,
so to get into
line,
a couple of them is a big deal. So
the breakdown. Right now I would still say that about 40% is farmer, maybe 30 to 40% farmer market. Then grocery stores and some of the smaller health food stores are about 35, and then the rest would be the chefs.
Okay.
So I've done it kind of differently, and a lot of microgreen growers start and go straight for chefs, but we started using it in COVID, and a lot of chefs kind of went a little smaller in their wanting to get there. And London, even though it's a city of about now I would say 400,000 people, it's a very suburban city, so not a lot of people. And then with COVID closing down, downtown took a hit, right? So and that's where the bulk of the restaurants were.
Got it.
So that's why, and because it was during COVID, I also listened to some microgreen growers who took the hit because restaurants were closed, and that was their bulk of the business. So we decided to diversify, and we said, okay, let's not just put all our eggs in one basket. And farmers markets were the first thing that were kind of, it was open space, people could walk in and not have to worry about masks and things like that when this whole thing was going on. So, and it was as a starting company, when you can be one-on-one with your customers, it's a great way to get your name out there, get people to know you, spread the word out. And so it just sort of naturally evolved. I did have some friends that were in the restaurant business, and they helped me understand how to approach restaurants. And so that did help us. Actually, even one of our first business that we sold was a nursing home, a retirement / nursing home here in London. And so, and the chef was super open about it and everything else. So, but then, then you kind of build a bit more confidence, and we tried a few more restaurants, and so we have a few of those. We want to get back into it now that things seem to have settled down a bit more as well. And with this whole political stuff and buying local, people are maybe doing that more. People aren't traveling, sadly enough, to the States and back and forth as much. So, so I think hopefully we can get that role going again and get back a bit more into the restaurants. Simply the restaurants, it's easier. You're not harvesting packaging as much, like, labeling all the costs that come with that. Restaurant is just bring a live tray, drop it off, and away you go. So
so that was great. I'd love to go through the process of how filling flats and seeding and washing trays and harvesting. Perfect. So maybe let's I'd love to walk through the process.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So this space is the non-grow room space. So you have some grow tents here, which we'll go through after what these
each
three
one is,
grow tents. We're actually four because of your office.
In one of them.
But you use this general area you have here for general purpose filling flats.
Filling
seating.
flats, and the seating is mostly what we do in this section. Partially because dirt can move around here and not worry about like cross contamination, all the other things. The grow room separate. The harvesting, packaging, it's all separate. So if it gets dusty around here, easy to clean up and everything else. So that's basically seating. Seating takes place here, right? Filling trays, seating them, and then everything goes then into our sitting room, germinating room,
which we'll show you in a minute.
Absolutely.
So it's pretty standard. You break up the soil.
We do our mix, which we've been talking about this a little bit. We've had some issues with mold, and we've been trying to figure out, how to fix this, because we use one of the other beauties about this place is our natural fertilizer is actually produced here as well. worm castings, biochar. It does come from Hamilton, but it's local as well.
That's pretty close.
So everything is local, and then that's the natural fertilizer that then gets mixed with our pro soil. But as I've been learning, worm castings can be a factor in causing some of that mold. So we're trying to make some changes. So we're going back to the Gaia natural fertilizer, but I do still want to use the biochar. I didn't mention this before. I had a couple of chefs do blind tastings before, when we were just using Pro Mix with the worm castings, and then we switched and adding to the biochar to it.
Yeah.
And they said flavor and actually our yield all improved
From the
a lot
biochar.
more from the biochar.
Yeah, which is really
a very ancient format of naturally fertilizing things, right? So that now it's part of our mix here. That's why the soil looks just a little darker than if I didn't have it with the biochar.
So the biochar is like a powder?
It comes in, and I can always show you, and then come back and you can see that. Because it is very much powdery and messy.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's like it's charcoal.
It's charcoal.
So you mix in the biochar and the Gaia and the current mix you're using. And then you just use a scooper.
The Pro Mix, and that's literally. And I try to just do multiple at a time. If my table was bigger.
Yeah. Do you just put one scoop in each?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
So wow, so you're using like quite a small amount of soil per tray.
I try to minimize it. Sometimes I have to add a little bit of a hand to it if it hasn't fully filled it.
Yeah.
But I just don't feel it's necessary to put any more. That's one of the things that I want to look at next is a mixing.
Like a flat filler mixer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are definitely pretty pricey.
I can imagine.
But it's definitely something that's nice to have, especially at scale for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you used to do this by hand.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for many years.
For the first 4.5 years, because really we've had your machine only in the last 4 months or so.
Yeah.
And I mean, I got very proficient at doing it by hand, but the machine does the jobs way faster.
Yeah.
So and it spreads, obviously, I think a bit more evenly than because when you also have other people doing it, it's not the same. They can be a lot slower. So having the machine just it just simplifies things.
Totally.
It makes it all the same.
Easier to train people.
Exactly.
Consistent no matter who does it.
Totally.
Of course, faster, and then less clumping of seeds, which is really important for like basils, arugula, the crops that are mucilaginous. But it helps for all seeds. But especially those are like, it makes a really big difference.
Yeah, because that's when you really see issues.
Yeah, with disease and stuff. Yeah.
Totally.
The last step before germination is just getting some water. So you just use a simple mister. To get them wet and ready for germination. So something that you do is you have the tray you're growing in, but then you also have the tray that's already that would be for bottom watering.
Yeah, bottom watering.
And then you also put a tray on top, and the reason you do that is to keep like when these trays go into the grow room, they're like perfectly clean. There's no soil residue anywhere, right? That's the main purpose of it.
And I think one of the things that when they start going in the bottom tray, which will eliminate one of these anyways at some point, then that water does not get so much residue, right? That's what you're talking about. And I think, it's just a matter of that. We do wash more trays, but you're gonna see the now
tray washer makes it easier. So
makes life a lot easier having the tray washer now. So, so I guess that's, and I mean, this is sort of how we kind of learned when we were first observing other microgreen growers. So we just hadn't changed it really.
Totally.
But it's gonna make a big difference once we have that automated system, because cleaning and everything else. So that's what has to. But
well, it's good that you're moving towards more automation, because that's it's going to save time. You make more money, and and it makes running a farm easier and more time to go get more sales and all that. So here we are in the this is your seed storage and germination kind of space, right? So
correct. Yeah. So it's just that, like everybody else, this is your dark stage, I guess
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it, and we just weigh these guys down.
And then you're using
Yeah.
just some labels here just to
Yes.
indicate,
You
so
know.
this is broccoli and it was started on July 27th,
Yeah.
right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So.
awesome. And
Yeah.
do you like, I see you have a fan in here. Do you control the temperature at all in here, or is it
Not really.
not needed?
It's just we just have that guy going just to keep some airflow through here.
Yeah.
This tends to stay pretty much the same temperature all the time.
Okay, nice.
Well, I did have them more controlled, obviously, when I was originally using them
For the grow
for the
rooms.
growing, and
Yeah.
I did had an air return. We were watching for humidity and
Yeah.
everything else.
Yeah.
But now that all is centralized in that one, it's a lot easier to maintain, and these guys don't necessarily need to be
Totally.
as controlled.
Yeah.
So
From here, you take them, so they'll germinate whatever, they'll be ready in a couple
so
days.
you can see
2-3
these
days.
guys will probably be turned today.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of hard to see with the lighting here, and they'll be probably
they'll go in the grow
going
room?
through the grow room now. Next, yeah.
And then after that, so when they're ready to harvest, you'll take them in your harvest room.
Harvest
which
room,
maybe
yeah.
Let's
we
go
can
check
show you
that
over
out.
there. Just watch your step. So let me turn the light
You
on.
tripped on it once when I got here. So here you have what I think is smart is you have an isolated harvest area that's separate. So if it's dusty out there from someone seeding or doing whatever out there,
Yeah,
you can close
this
this
in
off.
here, and then So we usually just bring a whole bunch of trays to make life easy.
Yeah.
Right. Kind of put them up here on these on the shelves, and then nice clean stainless steel tables where we can do the harvesting.
Yeah.
We can put things in bins, and then that goes to the next room.
Okay.
Which is our packing
Yeah.
room. So I'll just bring it here. Just again, watch your step. I just brought these guys because they were getting too big in here, but yeah.
So here you
Yes,
have
we have a couple
a fridge. So most
Yeah.
of your product you said goes out same day earlier when we were trying.
Correct. Yeah. So
So-
some of this will be going out
Yeah.
later today to a couple of the stores that we deal with.
Yeah.
So yeah, just to give you an idea, that's just a piece.
And this is where you pack. So you keep
Yeah,
all
all the
clamshells,
clamshells,
and
labels.
all the labels, which I really like
Yes.
the rainbow of colors you have here. You got arugula, cress, cilantro, cabbage, mustard, mellow mix.
And then we do our own
Sunshine
3
mix.
blends. So the
Yeah.
Sassy, Sunshine, and Supreme, just 3 different flavor profiles.
Yeah.
And that's a spin-off of the salad dressings that we created.
Oh, amazing.
Are
They're gonna match
based
that.
on or matching those
Awesome.
3 profiles.
So you've already created the salad dressing. You're
It's just a matter of now
Production, all that Yeah.
commercializing it, obviously standardizing it, making sure that shelf life
yeah.
is long enough.
Yeah.
It is going to be preservative free, so coming up with a price point that matches all
Yeah,
that
totally.
and everything else, and the marketing that goes with it. So
Yeah.
that's the next process to do with
So
this.
these labels do you use them just for grocery stores or like any farmers markets? All that
Farmers
as well?
markets
Yeah.
and grocery stores. So anything
Yeah.
is retail,
Yeah,
basically.
retail's gonna
That
go
is
those.
going to have the label.
perfect.
Restaurants are live trays, or they can be in reusable containers, but they
Yeah.
don't need the labels, right?
Yeah. I'm curious if the no frills, like the bigger grocery stores, they don't require a barcode.
They do. So
Oh, okay.
what we do is knowing, so we usually have in a whiteboard where
this
they're
product's
going.
going. Yeah.
And once the staff knows, or myself or whoever is doing it, then we do have the barcodes already
On a separate
on
sticker.
a separate
Got it.
sticker, and that goes in the
On the
bottom of these guys.
Got it.
Yeah.
So that's smart because then you don't necessarily need to put on all of them.
All of them,
Yeah.
as you know, printing is expensive,
Yeah.
so we just keep them on the ones that we've already created the code for.
That those
Yes,
specific
for
stores
those specific
need.
stores
Got
need.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
So packaging. So it goes out same day.
Correct.
And then the last step, which you guys have probably been waiting for, is cleaning the trays. Which I don't think any farm likes cleaning trays by hand. I can imagine
Yes.
you've gone through
Yes.
thousands and thousands of trays that you're probably
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? Just to kind of give you an idea, on a weekly basis, when we were doing things by hand, somewhere between 10 and 14 hours of just washing
Oh, wow,
trays.
wow.
By the time you clean,
Yeah.
remove soil, clean and everything, and then wash trays. And now we got that down to about 3 hours,
Wow.
three at the most.
Amazing. Yeah.
Prepping like the
That's
sinks
a
and everything
4x.
else. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. So that
Improvement.
has been a huge difference.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited to see it in
Yes.
action.
So you're gonna see one of my staff members in a few minutes. She's over there washing trays, and
Yeah.
then you can see sort of how we do it. And we do a little extra step with that, which is we scrub with a little bit of soap and water before we even put them through the machine. It's not necessary if you're doing them right away. Sometimes
If
it's
the stuff
hard.
dries on, like
Yeah,
the
it
roots and
dries
stuff.
because
Yeah,
sometimes I can't get to them all the same
Yeah.
day. So overnight they can dry out a little bit. So it's just to kind of remove
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
Just to take that extra
Totally.
step.
And you're also using an electric power washer instead of a gas powered one.
Correct.
So there's a little bit lower PSI, which could be part of that as well. But you also
Yeah.
saved a lot of money because a pressure washer
They
is
are
pretty expensive.
they're pretty pricey.
Yeah.
But worth the money, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, in the long run, it is worth the money because what you're saving in hours in manual labor is huge, which
Yeah.
can be used somewhere else, right?
Yeah. So I'd love to go check it out.
Perfect. You know, once all the trays are emptied, and the cool thing about where we're located is that leftover soil actually comes back behind us here at the
In the worm
wormery.
pumps. Amazing.
Because it gets compost,
Yeah.
and that forms the worm castings.
That's a
as
huge
well.
benefit because like a lot
Yes.
of microgreens farms are like, what do I do with all this soil? So you're
Absolutely.
literally in a
I
facility with a worm farm.
Yes, they actually provide me the big bins for us
Amazing.
to just throw it all in there, and then they take care of the rest,
love
and it's
that.
all in the same place. So
It's so circular because like
Yes.
some farms have to end up like getting it
Dumping
trucked
it
away,
somewhere else.
far away or something. So it's
Correct.
getting reused, rebuilding new soil that feeds the worms. So it's actually a benefit to the wormery as well. So yeah, I love that. I think it's a great.
That's the cool thing about
yeah.
the circular economy here. And again, hopefully with the watering system, we'll be able to do some of that too, right?
Amazing.
Filtrate and reuse
the water.
and,
Yeah.
like we were talking about, and potentially use that water for something else too.
Yeah,
So,
awesome. So
Okay.
this is the tray washer for anyone that hasn't seen it. It's a pretty simple tool. There's kind of a brush here to prevent water from going in and out, and then there's the entrance side, and it's just connected to a electric pressure washer. So you put it through, and then it goes in sanitization solution. Is that how it
Yes.
works?
So as you can see, just a little bit of water and soap for the ones that are like really
Dirty.
gritty and dirty.
Yeah.
But other than that, they're gonna go through here, and
through.
we'll show you in a minute.
Yeah.
And then this water has commercial grade hydrogen peroxide. So they'll be dumped in here as they're coming out, and then they're gonna sit there for a few minutes. We do like a whole pile at a time.
Yeah.
Then we take them out here, and then we just let them
dry.
Yeah.
So they'll just fall directly in there.
They do, but then we kind of have to
gotta have
adjust
to
them a
get it
little
in.
bit.
Yeah,
But honestly, it's the best system that we've been able to.
Yeah.
I literally just brought a board in to make sure this would sit in properly in there. There's no water backup or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's just working great.
Awesome. So that was amazing to see the whole facility. First time actually seeing the tray washer in person, which was really great to
cool.
see.
I'm glad.
And so I'd love to just hear to end off, like, any plans you have. I know you talked about the salad dressing that you're trying to do. Any other plans you have for like long term for your
Yes.
Microgreens farm, Forest City?
Yeah. So I mean, I think again, part of being in this sort of business community is, and what I'm looking at is the possibilities of utilizing microgreens as ingredients that we can sell to other food processing facilities, because you're looking at large volumes when it comes to that. And again, we talked about the wave of people wanting to eat more functional foods and things like that. So not only is there the salad dressing, but possibility of other byproducts that can come out of it.
Yeah.
There had been some conversations. There is, you may have heard of a company out of Utah that uses wheatgrass for feeding cattle.
Oh yeah.
Grass product, right?
Yeah.
So I have spoken here locally to a dairy farm who is potentially interested in that.
Interesting.
So that
Yeah.
possibilities.
Yeah.
So there's always those as well.
Totally.
So yeah, I'm definitely thinking hopefully being able to large scale this and and again diversify. Obviously not too much, And eventually it may just narrow down that some things, as you know, with businesses and the way that they develop, some things may not continue, but some other things may grow. And there's a few cooperations with some other business owners in the food industry that are looking at, let's see how we can work together, right?
Yeah.
So that's where we're going with this.
Amazing.
I think it's such a beautiful product that it has so much potential.
Yeah.
Non-profit it's another thing that it's sort of out there too right now as well. So there is that as well, which has also been from the very beginning something that I wanted to do. When I moved back to London, there's a big problem with homelessness, and I started volunteering with a grassroots organization, and we've donated in the past to them.
Amazing.
My goal would be to actually set up so it's a constant flow of microgreens or mushrooms or other products that can go to the needy as well.
Totally.
So that's part of it.
We were just talking about off camera about like frequencies and you were saying about playing music for the plants. And it was just got me thinking, like, when you feed people healthy food like microgreens, it also changes their frequency to be something that would likely encourage them to eat healthier, live a healthier lifestyle. And it might just be a small part of that. It might be a big part of that, but the fact that you're still helping move people in the right direction towards a healthier lifestyle, healthier diet is really profound and has impacts that I think beyond that we understand right now. Like all it takes is like one person to have a positive experience with microgreens, they start eating healthier, and all the ripple effects that has in the universe. And like it's a really cool like way of thinking of and also helps, I think, motivate people to continue doing what can be difficult in running a business for many years, to re-remember those things about what you're actually doing, the purpose of your business.
Absolutely, and that's how it sort of began to begin with. When we go back to COVID, is okay, what's an alternative to help people be more conscious about what they're putting in their bodies, right? Because the healthier you can maintain your body, the less you have to depend on pharma, Western medicine to many degrees. And as things are developing more and more, we're realizing that there are a lot of things that have been put out there that are not necessarily good for us, but that we have control over that. And one way is to do this. And like you said, when I first started this, is if I can make a small dent, it takes one drop of water to create a ripple effect. So that's what I'm doing. We have the booth next door at the Western Fair Market, and every product that I have there is local products, and most of them are all health related that will benefit you in some way. And that's my goal with my background in health. It's something that I want to try to promote, right?
Totally.
The healthier we are all, the healthier we can think, the healthier we can bring more love, peace, and prosperity into the world. And I'm lucky that way that I'm surrounded by people in the community that are, I call them hard-driven business owners that their goal is not necessarily just, we all need the profit, we all need the money, but beyond what change can we make to improve the community and hopefully the planet that we live in. So,
and you're doing it, so it's great.
You.
It's great to be able to share your story and share what you're doing, and hopefully it'll inspire some other people maybe to start microgreens businesses, or at the very least just to eat a little healthier and reconsider the decisions that you make in your life. But thanks so much for the tour, and
thank you for
and if anyone wants to find you on social media, where can they find you?
Yes, so it's pretty easy. It is Forest City Microgreens, whether that's Instagram, whether that's Facebook, TikTok, and our website, forestcitymicrogreens.com. So that's sort of the main social media.
Awesome.
We do have a YouTube channel. I don't use it much though. I'm guilty of that. But we're pretty much in all of those. So,
amazing.
awesome. So you can find us there.
Thanks, Santiago.
Thank you, Jonah.